Week 5 here in the great state of Texas, and we have got some football action for you tonight. Texas High comes to the set tonight.
Texas High Takeover.
That's right. It is the Texas High Takeover. A little bit different scenery tonight. We are not over at Walk-Ons. We are at Redbone Brewing Company here in Texarkana, Texas, and we've got a full lineup here at the set with us tonight. We got Mr. John Thomas with us. We got Mr. What do you want to be called?
18th birthday tonight.
18th
Happy birthday,
So
John
we'll just
Thomas.
call him Birthday Boy.
Birthday
all
Boy.
night.
That works.
And then we've
JTB.
got the Razorback Billy, the Tiger King, a little bit of everything.
Man, what a jack of all trades and a master of none.
That's right. That's right. And then we got Nick. They call you the Voice Reed. Is that right?
That's what they say.
Okay. All right. And then we've got Decimal Doty down here. That's our staff guy down here. So, guys, high school football in the state of Texas. We've had some good football over the last week.
Yeah.
Big
So
time.
before we get started with Texas High tonight, let's get our score rundown from week number 4. So, Doty, who you got for us first?
All right, we'll start with Texas High since we got Texas High here tonight. They came out with a victory, 27-3 versus Tyler Legacy. Pretty big win. Offense looked really good in that second half. No points scored in the second half, but defense held up, got a lot of turnovers, and got turnovers in crucial moments for sure.
John Thomas and Billy, they're there, down on the field, in the stands everywhere. Tell us a little bit about the Tigers so far this year.
You know, here's the thing is I don't care if you're Tyler Legacy, a 6A team, or who you are, you don't want to come into Grimm or Tiger Stadium at Grimm Park on a Friday night. It's known around the state. People don't want to come there, and it showed again. It reared its head Friday night, and hopefully it will this Friday for homecoming. But the Tigers jumped out early. Offense was clicking with a new starting quarterback, David J. Potter, and took up right where Cody had left off, and defense was solid all night long, giving up 3 points and a shutout in the second half, and that's what Texas High's defense did last year. They'd make some adjustments at halftime and just shut out some teams in the second half, and they're starting to gel. And when they start to gel and the offense has been scoring some points, it gets fun.
Right, for sure. And Coach Stanford, Texas High's head coach, really scheduled a tough out-of-district match this year. We had 5 straight weeks. We played Longview. We played Frisco Lone Star, AT&T. We played Colville Heritage, a top 5 team in our division in the state. We played Benton, Louisiana, a highly ranked 5A Louisiana team. Then we played Tyler Legacy, a 6A school. So we're definitely a young team, especially in our backfield and at our skill positions. But Coach Stanford got our boys ready, and I think we're prepared for district play.
And so this past week, my first week back at Texas High, I've been off for a few weeks, but
It's all right. You're
man,
back.
I saw some new smoke this week.
There was some new smoke.
I saw the players running out with smoke.
Yeah, well, that's when you got a brother-in-law, his papa, who's an engineer. I called him about an hour before the game, and I said, hey, what about you think we could, and I was kind of talking about 3 weeks down the line, you think we could make these deals and have the boys run out with them? He said, yeah, I got a couple of things at home. Hold on. You want me to bring it? And I said, yeah. It
Do you
worked
know
out
what
right.
he made them out of?
Uh-uh.
He made them out of our old shower bar that held up our old shower curtain. Now we have a glass in my bathroom. So it's from the old shower curtain hang up that he cut in half and made into a
He didn't
thing
do
of-
that just for our deal, did he? I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
I think so.
Everybody's an
That's what I'm
engineer.
talking
I think
about.
so.
Hey, and speaking of, I just wanted to tell everybody we got some special stuff happening on the run out Friday night, and it's sponsored by a local organization. We Are Washington. Great organization owned by my buddy Donnie Reed, and he runs it. And it's look it up on Facebook. We Are Washington, and just research it, and you'll see what a great organization is. But we really appreciate him and them for what they do for our community and for what they've just done for Texas High's homecoming.
Yeah, no doubt. So big win over at Texas High this week. Let's move on to LE.
Liberty Yellow won at home against Atlanta, big crosstown thing, and both teams came in undefeated. Liberty Yellow's defense looked stellar. Few key injuries to that team, and they still have looked sharp. Greg London, W.T. Jones, Cameron Hadaway, all those guys on that defense are just stood out.
LE's playing well, and what I had kind of heard going in was that Atlanta wasn't a match for LE, that LE's just dominant or whatever. And Coach Morton, man, kudos to him. First-year coach, he's got them, believing. And that's what it takes. You don't have to have all of the studs. You don't have to have the best team. but they've got to believe to be able to win, and that's what Coach Morton is building there right now.
Most definitely. And I hated I had to miss that when I had some personal stuff I had to take care of this weekend.
You didn't have personal stuff.
That
Tell
was
everybody
personal.
what you did. You got married.
I got married.
Oh,
it wasn't
like you were sick and had to go to the doctor or something.
It's
That was
about the
yesterday.
kids. not about me.
Congratulations.
Thank y'all. But I hated that I missed that. And this LA Atlanta game was one of the
Down to
top
the
games
wire.
I wanted to see. And I was not expecting the game to be that close, but I did know the history in this game. One of the longest rivalries we have around here, still going on right now. And they came out and they did what nobody expected. Atlanta played with them. They stayed in the game all the way into the bitter end of it. And shout out to Liberty Isle remaining undefeated and really turning that corner.
Only
that Coach
undefeated
Davis was
team
talking about.
in Texarkana right now.
Yep. And so Atlanta playing Liberty Ilo as well as they did, they kind of renewed that rivalry. So look for that to be a big game every year from now on. And so even though our buddy here that just got married, he's a PG guy, but he's got a Texas High hat on tonight. Let's go ahead and talk about PG for a minute.
Pleasant Grove, big game, went down to Frisco, played in the Toyota Stadium, won 63-28 against Frisco Memorial.
It wasn't a soccer game, was it?
It was not.
It was in a soccer stadium.
That'd
But
be a lot of goals.
I would be willing to bet that Pleasant Grove has probably scored more points in that stadium than whoever that soccer team is that plays there. I don't know how long they've been there. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Good chance,
But looks like Josh has them back on track. And do they have another non-district this week?
Yes,
before
they
got
play
one more.
Paris.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Paris is supposed to be pretty good.
So all our Texarkana teams rolling right along in Week 4. We're headed to Week 5. Arkansas High did not play last week in Week 4, but they will play this week. Arkansas High traveling down to Magnolia to start their district play this week. Texas High will be at home. Like Billy said, got some special stuff for homecoming. Come out, they'll play Hallsville this week. PG at Paris. Go ahead.
I was going to tell you also they're honoring it's the 20-year reunion of the state championship team at Texas High.
Okay.
So they'll all be there and special tribute
And
to them.
that'll open up district play as well.
Yep,
Right.
absolutely.
So big stuff going on for Texas High this week. Make sure you go out and see them play. PG at Paris and LE, they will travel to Sulphur Springs and play Sulphur Springs this week. Before we get off here for the first segment, you guys got anything else?
No, I was just going to add that Texas High starting district play. We've had some key injuries this year, but I think Coach Stanford has our guys ready. Hallsville is going to be a big test week 1. Kind of a trap game for us. They have a very talented quarterback. His name's Jace Mosley, very dual threat guy. Kind of reminds me of Haynes King from Longview a few years ago. So I think Texas High's ready, but they got some big challenges
And
week
here's
1.
the thing is Hallsville has been down, but Hallsville's won. They're 3-1 coming in, and they if you look at their point production, I mean they're probably averaging 38, 39 points a game. So it'll be a big test for our defense, and I think they sling it around the field. It'll be a fun game to be at for sure.
Yep. So go check out one of our local high schools, whether you're traveling or you're at home. If you want to come out to homecoming, it is at Texas High this week. A lot of big stuff on and off the field. And so, guys, we're going to take a short break. Again, it's Texas High TakeOver tonight. Nick Reed's got his hat on. We're ready for some Tigers. So we'll take a short break, be right back here at Redbone Magic with Texas High football.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
We are coming back to you live here at Redbone Magic Brewing Company for the Texas High Takeover here on Texarkana Game Day. Thank you so much to Redbone for hosting us tonight. I'm here with our first group of players and our first coach here with Donnie Grisham, number 28, inside linebacker, Isaiah Dowden, number 33, inside linebacker, and Coach Jordan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Isaiah, you were Texarkana Game Day's defensive MVP last week, 18 tackles.
Oh, I thought. Listen, I've heard it several times, and it's like a fishing story. Is it keeps growing? I mean, for a while I thought you had like 38 tackles or something. But how many was it, John Thomas?
18 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and a fumble recovery.
That's like me in 7th grade for a whole year.
And you want to hear something that gets even better, Billy? He's a sophomore.
Shut up.
Believe it or not. Well, guys, what are y'all looking forward to for our first district game at Hallsville this Friday night?
Well, I'm just ready to come out and put a good show in front of the home crowd. Start district off at home. That's the best place to be. So, homecoming night. I'm just ready to play.
Just show them how good we are, and like that thing just gonna run us over. You know?
Right, and I mean they have a new quarterback, or not a new quarterback, but a really mature dual threat quarterback. We can see, get in the running game. Some can also swing it down the field. Coach Jordan, how are we scheming for that on our defense? And guys, how are we looking on defense?
Don't give away anything.
Right.
You can kind of touch some spots.
Hey man, all I'm gonna say is we're gonna let the hot boys loose come
sir.
Friday. These right here, these the hot boys.
Yeah.
We're gonna put our best athletes on their best athletes, and we're gonna make it happen.
Coming into this season, everybody was the defense has been so solid, for forever. And coming into this season, everybody was talking about, well, the defense may be the weak link this year. The defense may be the weak link. The defense is going to be giving up. Yeah, we're on fire here at Redbone Magic Brewing, but the defense is stepping up. The defense, to me, we got some young guys or whatever. We got. Here's the thing: is at Texas High, you got to work while you wait, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not just you don't just normally play as a freshman and a sophomore. You got guys in front of you, but these guys that are coming up who have been working while they waited, and now they're ready to show what they can do. And to me, this past Friday night showed that. I mean, you take a 6A team, you put they put 3 points in the first half, and then don't score in the second half. Am I right? Didn't score in the second half. I mean, that's inserting your will. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so what do y'all think about that? Y'all think you're coming up progressing at a good rate?
I think we get better every week. It starts with practice. We got to practice good to play good. Having a good couple days, that Monday through Thursday, and we just come out Friday with energy and ready to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, practice good consistently, not just one day or a few, the whole week.
Yeah, as you were saying, Donnie, I knew you were ready. Week 0, we scrimmaged Longview. And it was kind of a lackluster game, not really oozing and ahs in the crowds. Nobody was really scoring. And then their quarterback scrambles, and you smoked him. It was one of the biggest hits I have ever seen. Tell me about y'all's mindset coming into this year.
Well, in my mindset, I was just coming to help the team because, it's traded from running back to linebacker is a big jump. You got to learn new plays, new stuff, new schemes and stuff. And I was just coming to show I was ready and prepared for it in my senior year.
Mm-hmm. Well, like what he said, ready and prepared, and, just help the team win and do what's best for us as a team.
Absolutely. Kind of go what we said this week. We have a quote for every week, as a group. And our quote this week was, we got to practice like the best to be the best.
That's right.
When you turn on film, we want to be like, oh, okay, those 2 linebackers, they stand out, right? That's what we take pride in, you know what I mean? So he's a young guy. He's a pup, but he plays fast, They asked me before the season, what are we looking like this year? We're really fast, really athletic in some spots that, hey, we had Darren Finley and John Tyson. Okay, 2 big guys, but we got these 2 guys right here that can run, open field tackles, everything.
They'll hit you too.
Oh yeah, they'll hit you. They'll hit you. I told him, I said, I want to see one of those hits where the head pops back, look like a bobble. So yeah, man.
And he for sure got one. And Billy, as you said, coming in, these young guys filling in some big shoes. How do you think y'all filled in those shoes of the guys that have come before you, the Jaw Tysons and, as he said, the Darren Finleys, who I remember every day last year in class, Darren Finley would watch film. His life revolved around football. So how do y'all think you 2 guys have filled in their shoes and maybe, have some advantages in some situations?
And talk about film, because that goes lost. A lot of teams don't watch film or whatever. I notice Texas High watches a lot of film. And it seems like it prepares you. It's like, and I see the coaches. I see y'all on the sideline saying saying, hey, they're running right when they hadn't even called their cadence.
Screen,
yeah,
here it comes.
Yeah, I mean, and that comes from – that's film preparation, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, see, me, myself, personally, I watch film every time I get bored. So, especially if I mess up one day at practice, I try not to mess up on that play ever again. I go home and study it, see what's going on, and I come back next day prepared, ready, and just go on by my day like that.
Yeah, the reason I watch film is like what he said, and also so I can read the play and know what they finna do. Because if you know what they're gonna do, it's gonna be easier to like make the play or help your teammates make the play.
What's it feel like to be an underclassman and to have a game like you just had and pre-district? So, I mean, are you coming into this season and you getting this role and saying, I just need to feel my way out and just kind of be a team player, but kind of feel my role out? And now it feel like, hey, I've arrived. Is that what it is, or did you already know in your mind?
This is what it is.
Yeah.
But I still got room for improvement.
Yeah. What about, hey, tell me about being a senior now, and every year now and especially, and I talked to Cody about this, is I told him, you always hear that your next play could be your last play. You're a senior, so you know it's your last year at high school. How do you want to be remembered at Texas High?
I just want to be remembered as the guy that can get it done and does what he's supposed to and help others achieve. I just want to be a helper, like a team leader. That's what I want to be, really, when I leave high school.
Well said.
They're doing a great job, man. They got a little competition right now. Who's going to be the first to 100 tackles?
Wow.
So I'm ready to see. It's been a while since somebody at Texas High has done that, And the thing is, history's forever, So we're ready to make history.
So you kind of don't want the game to get out of hand because you don't want Coach Jordan bringing you out, and you want to stay in there and get a few more cheap tackles at the end or something.
For sure.
Man.
And Coach Jordan, like as you said, they make a big impact on the field in high school. But one of your jobs is recruiting, getting college coaches to get attention to our players, make sure that they can succeed at the next level. Tell us a little bit about your duty in recruitment.
Well, I kind of stepped back from it a little bit, but
talk about it over the last several years. I mean, you've got a lot of kids, and the thing is, I'd look up and Coach Jordan's in freaking. I mean, if you would have followed his car, I mean, you had more frequent driving miles than most people have flying miles.
Yeah, man. So with the thing, I'm blessed to be able to. I coached a little bit on the college level, so I got to be in a little. Coaching trees, what I'm saying? So I got to meet a lot of different people. So I know a lot of guys that, coach on the next level, So they're always reaching out, saying, hey, who do you have? Who's in the area, And luckily, I'm at Texas High where it's an overflow of talent, what I'm saying? So even in the COVID year, we signed over like 12 to 15 guys, which is a blessing,
Wow.
So my thing is, the reason why I came back to high school is to help people from my community, do something that a lot of people want to do, things that I did, I was blessed to go play on the college level, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it,
Thank you. Anything else, guys?
No, Hallsville, we coming for you.
Yep, exactly. Texas High homecoming game Friday night against Hallsville. We hope to see you there. We'll be right back after this break at Redbone Brewing Company for the Texas High Takeover live on Texarkana Game Day.
Life is busy, and we get it. The State Bank mobile app was designed to make banking more convenient for you. Check account activity, make transfers, pay bills, and manage your debit card in a snap. You can deposit checks from the convenience of your home or wherever life lands you. The State Bank app lets you organize your accounts, manage alerts, and easily email our customer service experts. Now that you have State Bank at your fingertips, you can spend more time doing what's important to you.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Texas High Takeover live from Redbone Brewing Company. We're here live on Texarkana Gameday, and with us now for this segment is Shytez Wilkerson, outside linebacker, Coach Greer, and starting running back Javari Johnson, as well as the Tiger King Billy Lavner. Guys, we've gone through 4 games so far, and 4.5, I guess, with the Longview scrimmage. We're 3-1. Got a tough loss at AT&T Stadium against Frisco Lone Star. Bounced back with 3 straight wins. You know, kind of got a quarterback change now. Defense have started improving week by week. Tez, how do you think this year's gone so far?
At this point, I say it's just like 50-50.
What about you, Javari?
We've been doing good. I feel like we've been doing good. We got some improving to do, though. Yeah,
so
far.
Good. What were you going to say, Coach Root?
No.
Nothing to add? How do you think this year's gone so far?
I think it's going pretty good. We played some really tough teams. Frisco Lone Star, like you said, was a tough loss. We had some – you don't know – a scrimmage really don't – it shows you where you're at, but, you know, you don't do special teams in the scrimmage, and I think special teams hurt us against Frisco Lone Star. And we've improved on that a little bit as the season's progressed. But, you know, I think it's going pretty good. You know, we got a lot of guys playing that's starting. We replaced 9 starters from last year's defense. And we got a lot of guys playing that either played JV football last year or freshman football, and then you got T-Ball who can come in for us sometime defensively. Tredarian Ball, he was an 8th grader last year, so we're young in a whole lot of spots, but it's going pretty good.
You know what's funny, Coach Greer, is someone this week told me, said I was talking about Texas High, I typically do, and I know you wouldn't believe that, but someone said, yeah, you know, special teams, you know, they're kind of down or whatever, and I said, hold on. I said, tell me why you say that. They said, we gave up a touchdown on a kickoff return or whatever. I said, so they're out there. We score a ton of points. They're out there all the time. We're out there punting. We're out there returning. We're out there. Talk a little bit about that. It seems to me like it's the toughest job in town. And my son used to deep snap every now and then. And my deal was if you never notice him, it's good. But if he makes one bad snap, then all of a sudden – you know, you'll remember him the rest of your life or whatever.
No news is good news.
Yeah, no news is good news. But, you know, I mean, you want to return kickoffs, which we've done. I mean, we've done a lot more positives than we've done negatives. And I think our special teams has played really, really well.
Yeah, like I say, it's gotten better. You know, the thing about it, we have a special teams unit, but they're not a special teams only unit. So you got a guy like Xavier Dangerfield who may run a 70-yard route and then scores a touchdown. Well, he's got to come right back and do kickoff. So, you know, you got guys on there that's playing, and we have, out of all the special teams we have, there's probably 3 guys that just do special teams. So there's guys that are always on the field that have to go right back and play it. So, you know, if they think it's easy, they can come out there and run a 70-yard route, then run down on kickoff, and then we'll have them oxygen tank waiting.
And I want to know about the running backs. That room is so freaking loaded. What's funny is first of the year, I'm on the sidelines and someone says, "Man, Trent, boy, he's come on this year. He's come on. He's on fire. He's the best running back, you know." And then T-Ball has a big game or whatever, and people are like, "Man, he's by far the best running back out there." And then I'm standing on the sidelines this last week, and they're like, "Who in the is number 4?" I said, "Oh yeah, we got all kinds of them." And then
you hadn't even mentioned Tristan
I was
yet.
saying, then Tristan comes in, and I mean, talk a little bit about y'all's room. And is there a competition in that room or?
Nah, not no competition. We just, I don't know, all just good.
Yeah,
it's natural to us.
Yeah.
So Tez, believe it or not, Mr. Billy Lavin over there also used to go to Arkansas High. The last few years,
we got a lot of things in common. We're both great athletes. You know, we started at
Arkansas
High.
went to Arkansas Middle School.
Look at that.
Really?
See?
So,
I mean,
they all coming over to the Texas side where they belong. So, Tess, how has that transition been, and how was your first game at Grimm this year?
Man, the transition has been so great. Like, they welcomed me with open arms. Let me come in and find my groove. Just communicating my name around, just got me noticed and stuff like that. But I'll say my experience at AT&T or Graham was just like unexplainable. It was just so much in the atmosphere. So
y'all like. What about running out the tunnel at Graham? Everybody like that?
I love it. I love it.
We got some special stuff going this week.
Once in a lifetime.
Y'all better be ready. And Tess, you got you committed to ULM recently.
ULM.
Tell us a little bit about that process and what went in that decision.
Really, what really made me just go and commit early like this in case like how the season going, as I said, 50-50. So in case I get hurt, I can still go there and rehab and still go for academics, not just football. I can still rehab and still back on the field, stuff like that. So, yeah.
So this week we play Hallsville in our first district game. They have a little bit of a mobile quarterback. He's a veteran. His name's Jace Mosley. He's put up pretty good stats so far this year. Tez, how are we scheming? Don't give away too much, but tell us a little bit how we're planning to not stop him but somewhat limit him.
We got a surprise for him.
There you go. That's well said right there.
Very well said.
Because, listen, Hallsville, they're watching this show.
Yeah,
they're watching.
I'm already knowing. I heard a lot of rumors about them that they coming and get after us. So
well, it's been a while. So
they gonna have to show me.
Man, Hallsville's a good football program. They struggled, and for a few years, but they traditionally have kids that play hard, and I think they're well coached. If you don't remember, say what you want. That was our closest ball game last year in the district.
Yeah, I remember.
It took a big run, 90-plus yards by Braylon Stewart to actually take the lead and pull away from them. But
that was kind of near the end.
Yeah, and that's a good football team. So and they're well coached and they'll come well prepared as well. So I think it'll be a good game. They're 3-1 with a loss to Kilgore.
Yeah,
but they're really
they've been
good.
scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, they're a really good football
team. Talk a little
team.
bit about that because you see a Hallsville that's been down over the past years or whatever. Talk a little bit about what goes on in coaching and what's said to motivate kids and get kids up, because it's Texas High has been really, really successful over the last few years, and it's hard to motivate 16, 17, 18-year-old kids if they think they're better than the other team, right?
Right. So, I mean, to talk on Hallsville real quick, they hired a guy that I think he graduated from Hallsville. He's a Hallsville alumni. Okay. So, that's kind of special when you get to go back home and coach your own team, so you can kind of relate to the kids better than someone who hasn't been a coach there or hasn't went to school there or whatever. So that's his hometown. So he's going to be very invested in it. And then those kids, their parents may know him as well. So, he's got a big investment in that football program because he was a part of that program as a player. But, getting kids up, and this is my second year at Texas High, we've got a lot of good athletes, but you can't out-athlete everybody.
That's right.
You've got to have a scheme. You've got to have a plan. Your kids got to be disciplined. They got to have some integrity. They got to pass their classes. It's a whole lot that goes into it, but we have a good coaching staff that does a good job at getting the kids ready and getting them prepared. And our kids buy in to what we want to do as a program. And, we don't have a bunch of kids that just play football. We got multi-sport athletes. We got guys out there that start in baseball. We got basketball players. We got guys that run track. We kind of operate almost like a small school as far as, kids participating in a whole bunch of sports. So our kids have bought in. We had a good spring. And, to talk about those injuries y'all mentioned earlier with the quarterback and the starting running back, it was like a next man up mentality because, we've prepared all of our kids to be able to step up and play. And everybody heard a lot about Tredarian Ball as an 8th grader. And, sometimes you just don't know. You see a kid in the 8th grade, you be like, well, that's 8th grade. Let's see what he does on varsity. But he stepped up, and he's been a big part of our success that we've had the last few weeks. And he's kind of, in a retrospect.
He's one of your special teamers, right?
He is, yeah. He returns punts. He's on kickoff return. He's on the punt team. But, he's kind of, in some situations, he's put the team on his back. And I know we lost to Frisco Lone Star, but if you remember that last touchdown, I believe, that we scored, that was him. And that was a big moment for him to do that in Cowboy Stadium. We touched that field.
As a 9th grader.
We touched that field before the Cowboys did. Yeah. And we kind of set the tone for our season. And although it was a loss, I think it was something that we were able to learn from and build on. And, you're going to see good things coming from us in the future.
Absolutely.
And last game, Javari started out in like the second and third play of the game, broke one for 90 yards and scored a touchdown. And Tez, we were up 27-3. It was like mid-4th quarter. Defense had a lockdown game all game. And there was probably a 20, 30-yard pass, and you tackled the guy out of bounds. It was right in front of me, and you got up mad. It almost reminded me of Nick Saban when he's killing a team by 60. But you still have that dog, and you still have that mentality. Every play matters so much. Talk a little bit about your mentality and how that affects your play on the field.
I mean, because, it really just made me mad because Coach expects a lot out of us. In our assignments, we know what we're supposed to do, so we're not supposed to forget about it, what we did that whole week of practice, how we schemed about, practiced about, and go in the game and mess it up. So that's really just bothered me, and then me having to come from my assignment to go save someone else's, really. But at the end of the day, it's my teammate, so I'm going to be his brother and go pick it up.
What about you, Javari? What about that run?
I ain't even
runs.
I knew it was going to happen.
They had nobody was catching you.
They had blown their safety down. I just knew. I knew I was finna break.
I got kind of nervous. He got to the 50-yard line because I seen him practice track, and I was like, oh, that's usually when he hits the 250 mark, he kind of starts.
If there's any film, I was stride for stride with him for about 20 yards on the sidelines. Yeah. I hope Gameday doesn't have that.
I was too until I ran into somebody.
It's easy to do.
You know, those runs, when that happens, we'd love to run with them stride for stride, but our biggest deal, you know, our stadium is really close and tight.
Yeah.
So if you look at the film, all the coaches are like standing still, like making sure the kids don't get on the white and run, and we get a penalty and stuff like that. So, yeah. But it was fun to watch them have some success, and to see him as a sophomore get out and do what we know he can do is real important to us, and we're real proud of him and Tez, what he does on defense and all that.
It seems like this year we've got a really good mix of young guys and older guys, and it seems like, to me, it seems like we've got a bunch of leaders, and it seems like they're leading by example, you know, not by voice, but by example, and it's everybody's for everybody, and I think that's what makes a team special, you know.
I agree, man. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Good luck Friday night. We'll be back right after this break with the big boys on Texas High TakeOver Live on Texarkana Game Day. We'll be right back. We are back here at the Texas High TakeOver live from Redbone Magic Brewing Company, live on Texarkana Game Day, and I'm here with the big boys, as I said.
Thank you, John Thomas.
Center, number 71, Richard Jackson, Coach Jeremy Harrell of offensive line. And Coach Harrell, this Friday is the 2002 State Championship 20-year, camaraderie, memory, celebration pregame. And we're also here with Briley Barron, number 76, offensive guard, and still Tire King Billy Lavner. So we're through 4.5 weeks. I call Longview a half a game. We're 3-1. Had a tough loss to start the year. Came back with 3 straight wins. How do you think the year has gone so far?
I think overall we've done pretty good. I think from the first snap until now, I think we've gotten better each game. I think we obviously from the first game eliminating a lot of unnecessary and pre-snap penalties, which would kill you in big, tight ball games like in our first game against Lone Star. These two right here have really each week gotten better and better and better, and it starts, with our center, Richard, making all the calls, setting the pass protections, setting all the run schemes when we play. On our level, defenses, they don't really just do one defense.
So centers don't just snap the ball.
No, I said everybody in the stands don't know if you block a soul, but if you snap it over the quarterback's head, everybody knows it's your fault. So, but he does a really good job of cycling fronts and setting our schemes and everything. He does a good job. And Briley coming in and really setting the tempo as far as the toughness and physicality and finishing blocks and really doing a good job setting the tone early in ball games. I think it helps us as an offense really, start early and set the tempo for a game. So I'm really proud of these two, along with our other 3 or 4 guys that we mix in with the group.
And I don't know if you noticed this, but I told Bradley before this last game that I was bringing the pancake syrup for him because he has so many pancakes. And if you'll notice, don't get near just behind the 35-yard line because it's like an oil spill over there. He had so many that I had 3 or 4 bottles pouring it out over there. So talk a little bit about, Bradley, when you get something big like that and just knowing that you've done your job, and does it jack you up as much as it does the fans?
Yeah. Every time before the play, even if I don't know it sometimes, I'm always firing off. I'm always trying to put people on their back because, frankly, my biggest goal is to go play the next level, and that's what they want to see is me dominating every play, coming off the ball, and putting people on their backs.
What about you, Richard? What's your mindset every single play?
Just come off the ball, hit them hard.
Hit your mind.
Say it again.
Just come off the ball, hit them hard every play.
So whenever you're snapping the ball, is it in your mind, I got to put him right on the money, or is it just muscle memory at this point?
It is muscle memory, but I got to know. Like, I got to put it on the money. I got to put it right in his chest every time.
It's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like we were just talking with Coach Greer is nobody remembers all of those blocks and everything on special teams and everybody doing their assignments right. They remember the one bad snap. They remember the one bad missed tackle or something, and it's kind of like that, not really on offensive lineman, but it's really like that at center, is you make one bad snap, and it can cost a game. It can, a fan can remember it. A coach can remember it, and, they'll hear it in the headsets.
Well, it'll kill your drive.
Yeah.
If you have momentums, it'll kill momentum. When you start 1st and 20 or 2nd and 15, it's really hard to move the chains. The percentages to get a first down from negative yardage situations really goes down, and bad snaps, anything bad snap-wise, it messes up a complete rhythm of an offense. It really puts you behind the chains. It really screws everything
And speaking of those, it looks like that we have gotten consistently better week by week, pre-snap penalties, things like that, even extracurricular penalties. Is that something, and I'm going to say to the players, is that something that's preached in practice and something that y'all really have to have your mindset? Because those guys on the other side of the line are trained to kill you. They're coming on, and they want you to jump off sides. They're doing things, sliding the line and things like that. So is that preached in practice?
Oh, definitely. Every time we jump off sides, anytime we have any type of play where we could get penalized for it, take a lap. Take a lap. We run around the field.
Take a lap.
And that wouldn't be that's not a big deal to DB, but the offensive line doesn't want to hear that, right? They don't want to hear it take a lap.
On site, just tell them to hit it.
Yeah.
So what impact has it made? We've had a lot of changes in our personnel in the backfield. We have a new quarterback. We've had multiple new running backs this year. How has that changed the scheme and the persona of the offensive line?
For us, with losing Cody Reese really hurt us as far as all the zone read, power read, counter read, and option game and stuff we can do with Cody. And the senior leadership that he brought really hurts you as a team, and especially as the leader of our offense. David J stepping in, he's really done a good job, filling that role. Now, when it all comes down, he's still a sophomore, so, he's still going to have some big guys at times. But as a competitor, he stepped in, especially at the second half of Benton, and then last game, we're not playing – bad teams. So he's really had to step in and make plays when we needed it. He's done a really good job. I think for us up front, it really, the more we can establish run games and pass protect, the easier it makes on him, and it takes a lot of pressure off the quarterback spot. But the good thing about it is our receivers, they make plays, and every time they catch it, they can go score. Yeah. So that's really a good thing. But for us, really setting pass protections and emphasizing run game really lightens it up for
and what you got to like coming in, if you're David J., is it's not like you're just being thrown to the wolves as a 10th grader. You're coming in and you got these guys blocking for you.
You got Richard, Briley Barron, and John Jack protecting your blind side.
Yeah.
I wish I could walk around with them as bodyguards every day. Definitely.
I'll tell you, like with Richard saved us last game. If you get a wide shot of one of the clips, you can see him. We get beat on the right side on a pass protection. Richard saw it. He's in a slide protection, so he was actually uncovered, and he took off running, and really it was actually on the rail route when T-Ball caught the touchdown.
Yeah.
You see us. I get so excited. I run and try to do a jump chest bump, and I think I cleared 2 inches.
Well,
I lost a lot of leaping ability, but I'm telling you, it all starts with him, and I'm telling you how I couldn't be more proud of him and the way he's done. I tell him every day, to be a 3-year starter, be a senior leader and captain. I mean, he really sets the tempo as far as people don't understand how important it is setting pass protections and setting all of our schemes to different fronts. I mean, he really does good. I can't say enough for him.
I heard a new one from a coach this year, and it was Coach Harrell, and it was a early season practice, and I think it was with Richard. Richard, was your thumb hurt?
Yeah.
His thumb was hurt, and I think it had happened in the game or whatever. And Richard heard something in practice, and he was going over there shaking his hand, and Coach Harrell said, "Come on, there's people without hands."
Yeah, we're just ignore those type of injuries. We'll push past it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Good luck Friday night in our homecoming game at home against Fallsville, Friday night at Grimm. We'll be right back after this quick break for this Texas High Takeover.
Thank you.
You've spent years working hard to create your financial security. Reward yourself with a checking account designed specifically for you by a bank that shows you the outstanding level of customer service you deserve. With State Bank's Elite Checking, you can qualify for a competitive rate of interest, no monthly service fee, free checks, and superior customer service. Let State Bank be your bank for service, relationships, and living life to its fullest.
Which camera?
Welcome back to Texas High Takeover live from Redbone Magic Brewing Company, live on Texarkana Game Day. I'm here with the Texas High Stepper Drill Team social officers. Y'all go one by one, introduce yourselves.
Yeah, so I'm Lizzie Davenport. I'm a senior social officer.
I'm Ava Simpson, and I'm a senior social officer.
I'm Reese Langdon, and I'm the senior social president.
I'm Lauren Steele, and I am a sophomore social officer.
So as the social officers for the drill team, tell us a little bit about what you do as a social officer.
Me? Okay. Well, I think that I mostly just divide everything we do as a social officer into two categories. I think that our first category is spirit. We always try and keep the team's spirit very high. That's something that we care a lot about. And the second one is going to be organization and activities and everything fun that we do. We're the behind-the-scenes women behind that.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
Just like we like Reese said, we do a lot of the events and behind the scenes stuff. We run all of like the parties throughout the year and decorations for everything. So
pretty much we get the fun job.
Yeah.
Basically. So like this is one of the most busy weeks of the year. We have a pep rally on a Thursday night. We have a game on a Friday night, and then we have homecoming on Saturday night. So kind of walk us through what this week looks like for y'all.
Do you want to go ahead, Ava?
Okay, I'll go. So we start off Monday, and we had practice, and we practiced our halftime for the week. And then Tuesday we cleaned our pep rally for the week. And then today we worked more on halftime. tomorrow we'll actually have practice for halftime and pep rally, and then we'll all get ready at the studio and go to the pep rally together. And then Friday night we have to do formations for the homecoming court. Is it presentations? Is that what they call it? Yeah. And it's a lot, but it's really fun.
Yep. Yeah.
So what is your favorite part of a Friday night game other than performing? Is it cheering in the stands? Is it cheering on band? What's your favorite part of a Friday night game?
Well, one of my favorite parts is like right before we go on, we all get together and we stretch, and then we run through the performance, and then we all circle up together, and we always pray in our Father before every performance. And then we have a little chant, and then Miss Reynolds always says, "Good luck, I love you." So that's one of my favorite traditions.
Lauren, what's your Friday night? What's your favorite part?
I would definitely say doing the dances in the stands. You know, being next to the student section and the band, we all have a lot of fun just sitting there and dancing together.
You know, the football team is getting ready for district play, but a thing that we hadn't really talked about is it's about to get cold. So whenever the weather changes from hot to cold, how does that change y'all's Friday night?
So that depends on what kind of dance we do. Whenever we do a kick dance and it's cold, there has to be a lot more stretching to go into it because our muscles are cold and we don't want to pull a hamstring while we're doing a kick dance. Pretty much all of our dances we do, even if it's not a kick dance, there's going to be some kind of leap or jump or kick that is going to require a lot more stretching in the cold. And also our uniform changes, which we miss. We love our sparkly uniform that we wear on hot games. And our winter uniform is more classic. It has white shoulder pads and it's got these big old buttons in the front.
It's very retro.
It's very retro.
Yeah, you can say that.
So our uniform also changes.
So y'all have been High Steppers for, this is your 4th year now, and this is your 2nd year. So what has been your favorite experience with Drill Team so far in your high school career?
Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Tell a little bit about Disney, why you go, what you do when you get there.
Well, we say that we're there to learn a dance class, but really we just have a great time at Disney. That was it's just a big bonding experience. I mean, you're just stuck in the happiest place on earth with all of your best friends and all of your teammates. And that has been my favorite High Stepper experience so far is Disney. And we went on Lizzie's birthay, so it was even more fun. It was like a big birthday party for Lizzie.
It's a double whammy. Anything else?
Oh, yeah.
Any fun experiences?
I would definitely say officer camp, although it's extremely difficult. It provides a very good time for us to bond, and I know that we all got really close, which was very good.
Yeah, it's important whenever you're planning events. Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. I hope you enjoy your homecoming weekend and the Friday night game. We'll be back right after this break on the Tiger Takeover on Texarkana Gameday.
Here at Texarkana College, it is our mission to advance.
All right, let's get real. We do things differently at Texarkana College. We understand the real world and we know how to prepare our students. Whether you're starting right out of high school or starting over, there is something for everyone at Texarkana College. Learn more at texarkanacollege.edu.
Welcome back to the Tiger Takeover live on Texarkana Game Day from the Redbone Magic Brewing Company. I'm here with the Texas High cheerleaders. Y'all introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Neely K. Anderson.
I'm Allie Moore.
And I'm Alyssa Smith.
And yes, so this is one of the busiest weeks of the year. Thursday night, we have presentation of the homecoming court and a pep rally. Friday, we have the game, and then Saturday, we have homecoming. Kind of walk me through your week and what goes on with practices and getting ready for the homecoming dance and everything that's going on. Like your schedule. Just walk me through your schedule.
So basically, we have cheer first period every morning. So every morning, we're either practicing or setting up decorations. And every day, we have a spirit day, dressing up in some type of way. And we always like to participate in that. Thursday is really busy because we're getting ready for our routine and getting everything ready for the pep rally. And then Friday is even more getting ready because we have the game and we have to get ready for the actual dance on Saturday. So it's a lot.
On Friday, we stay after school and we decorate for the entire homecoming dance, and then we get ready for the game. And then sometimes we have to go back and finish the decorations because they all have to be done Saturday before the dance.
Right.
So Friday nights are a really busy time with the game. What is your favorite part of a Friday night Texas High football game, whether it's at home or away?
I would say, like, when we make touchdowns, we always go tumble in the end zone. But one of the coolest parts is usually the seniors will at least run one flag at the games. And that's so fun. Usually our escorts run the flags, but we get one in there, and, like, it's just an adrenaline rush to run the flags after we score a touchdown.
Right. And each of us have our, like, own traditions after touchdowns. Like me and Neely, we do a chest bump every single touchdown. So it's just something unique.
It's a lot of fun.
So, you know, in your sleeveless uniforms, it's about to get cold.
It is.
So what changes for your Friday nights whenever it gets really cold?
So we have, like, our warm-ups, which are, like, pants and jackets that we get to put on just to make sure, like, we're not absolutely freezing. And we just try to stay warm. We're always moving around and doing stunts and tumbling and jumping just to make sure we're keeping our bodies warm.
Right. And when it starts to get actually, like, super cold, we wear gloves and put, like, hot hands in our shoes and our hands because, like, we don't ever get the opportunity to go warm up, so we just do everything possible to keep us warm.
And we also have sleeves. So one of our uniform has sleeves that we can put on underneath, so that also keeps us warm.
So you've been in cheer for this your third year, and this is y'all's fourth year. What has been your favorite experience so far being a Texas High cheerleader?
Oh, my gosh. That's a hard question.
I mean, is it camp? Is it Friday nights in the playoffs? What are your favorite experiences been so far as a Texas High cheerleader?
Honestly, the football games. Like, that is, like, we all look forward to football season. Like, that is, I don't think anybody does not enjoy football season. Like, everyone loves football season. I think mine's the little kids. Even today at school, we had some of the middle schoolers there playing tennis. And she ran up to me and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're a cheerleader." And I was like, "Yes." And she gave me a big hug. And then she talked about how we went and ate lunch with her last year at Morris. So that's always exciting to see how you get to change the little kids' lives.
Right.
And I bet you used to look up to Texas High cheerleaders like that, and it's great. The influence you have in our community and our school, it's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us here live on Texarkana Game Day from Redbone Magic Brewing Company. We'll be right back for one more segment with our Texas High Band live on Texarkana Game Day.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
We are back here live on Texarkana Game Day for the Texas High Takeover for our final segment with the Texas High Band, the star of the halftime show. So y'all go ahead and introduce yourself and what your role is in our Texas High Band.
Okay. Well, hello, I'm Caitlin. I'm drum major of the Texas High Band, and I usually conduct our shows.
I'm Darion Jackson. I'm band captain, and I'm a bass drum section leader.
Man, there's nobody I applaud more than our Texas High Band. They're there every single day. Whenever I pull up to the school, they've been out there practicing for hours, and they practice all the way through first period, sometimes through enrichment. So with all that practice, tell me how y'all progressed totally as a band from the summer until now.
Okay, well, I had missed most of the summer because I was in France, but coming back and seeing from spring, completely new for the freshmen, and there was like, of course, there were some mishaps, but they were doing good. And coming back, it was like they had learned everything, and they did amazing. And from summer to now, they're disciplined, they know what to do, and they try their hardest, and it's very impressive.
The progress we made from previous years, we've set out the first two movements in about 2 months. Usually it takes about 3, 4. And then actually we might perform the full show on homecoming night, which has really never happened.
That's really cool. And so share us your concept and music of this year's show. So like walk us through what the plan is for this year's show. You said it starts Friday night, so walk us through, like last year was the spider webs and, and throwing people up in the air and everybody crawling around it. It was kind of a really unique band show. So tell us about this year's.
Okay. Well, our concept is called The Queen of the Night. And our first movement, we introduced it with Billie Eilish's Crown.
Team in a Crown, yes.
Yes. And it's very distorted. It's very creepy, just like last year's. We're going for more of a creepy aspect again. And then in the middle of it, we have Queen of the Night by Mozart, which our show is named after.
And then for the third movement, second movement, okay, my bad. Second movement, we have the flute, clarinet, and euphonium coming together, doing their solos. And then for the third movement, the evil queen actually comes out into the set, and you see her do all of her visuals and everything.
That's pretty cool. So as drum major, what's a little bit like, you're up on the stand, so you don't really have an instrument. So tell us what's like different about your part. Is there anything different in the setup? Like what's unique about your position as drum major?
As drum major, the leadership role is huge in the part that I try to help with practice the most I can. I have to conduct the timing, and percussion looks at, I look at percussion, and then the rest of the band looks at me. So I'm like depending on DJ and Andrew for the timing. And as for leadership, I had to make sure everyone's in position, everyone's doing what they're supposed to. If there's mishaps, I had to fix it before it goes to the directors. And so it's very much more of a leadership role than a playing role.
Gotcha. I understand what you mean. You more impact like the morale of the team and the music, kind of 2 in 1. So how's your show, like the visual programming of your show, how has that evolved? So like what the viewer sees, how is that different from last year, this year?
Okay, so actually there's a lot of, we'll be moving a lot more. There's actually crown sets and heart sets that show you like what's going on in the music. At the same time, there's a little bit more of percussion, actually more blocked, more in the back this year, not usually in the front. We have one part where we're in the front, and then woodwinds are usually on the right side, and then brass usually on the left side.
Yes, and this year we've made a new group for visuals itself, like more dance movements.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the past years we've never done that before, but we have a specific role for them because CJ he went to DCI, professional marching. And he has so many ideas, and then he's brought a lot of our students into it, and we've just had this special group making these special movements for us.
Well, that's really cool, man. Thank y'all so much for joining us here live on Texarkana Game Day. Thank you to all our viewers for tuning in to this Texas High Takeover, and thank you to Redbone Magic Brewing Company for hosting us today. This has been your Texas High Takeover Wednesday, September 21st, and we'll see you next time.